everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome to all my new subscribers, and thank you for all those who continue to tune in video after video. I definitely appreciate all your comments, so continue to leave those down below. And I'm gonna straighten this out just a little bit. It's looking a little crooked, but anyway, I am coming in today because I have my final piece from the So News World Travel Collection. It was looking really crooked anyway, as well as the final piece from Simplicity 8959. So let me start with, and there is a sewing fail, and I'll explain about that here. What I am wearing today is a cashmere Upton. For the person who asked when I talked about doing the sew along, do they recommend doing it in a denim? The Upton, absolutely. That's what this is. It's a lighter weight denim, and I will link the video above to where I talked about the fabric, and because this has a cap sleeve, I use the add-on for that. But anyway, so going back to Sew News, let me start with first, and then I'll talk about the Simplicity and the fail on that one. So we are finally at the Emerson Tote, and I do apologize. This video was supposed to go up on yesterday, on Wednesday, but I actually did not finish the tote until later because I was really trying to make the sewing fail work, and it was just taking too much time, and I was getting more and more frustrated. And so I spent more time on a piece than I intended to, and so that pushed back me finishing up my tote and the pouch. So anyway, so let me go ahead and jump right into it. So the last piece is the Emerson Tote. So if you saw my plans video, I talked about, and I'll link that up here, because you know, after this I jump into my wardrobe staples series, which will kind of go with this. Not necessarily the same color palette, but kind of sort of, it'll all mix and match, but there will be a break between the series. I need a little bit of a break, but that will be starting up. But you all know that the whole reason I purchased the So News, the World Travel Capsule Wardrobe, is because of the tote. When I saw the tote go on through Instagram, and I saw just the cover and I saw the tote, I didn't pay attention that it was a collection. I just saw the tote and I was like, ooh, I want to make that. That is so pretty. And I'm thinking, oh, I'll just get the pattern, and then I come to realize it was a whole collection. I was like, sure, why not? I'll do the whole thing. And so you all were interested in seeing that. I've shared part 1, part 2. This is part 3, the final. And then on Sunday, make sure you stay tuned, because what I'm going to do is do a how I style them, or how I will put the different pieces together. I don't know how many pieces that will, you know, how many different looks that will be, but you'll see that come Sunday. And I'll just show you the rack of everything, and then it'll just go into a montage of different looks. But anyway, so the Emerson Tote, out when I saw it, like I said, I was like, yes, I want to make it. So a couple things that was new for me in this pattern, because it calls for, now granted, you do not have to use the fabric. I will say that up front, that is recommended. However, the pattern does call for wax canvas, cotton batting. It also, I have it here, cork. It also calls for cork strap and coordinating cork ribbon, which I didn't know what a cork strap was, or cork ribbon, didn't know what that was. And then of course you have your zippers, your D-rings, and adjust your swivel clasps and everything like that, and so on and so forth. I will say, having gotten the materials that I did get to make these, this is a very expensive bag to make, in my opinion. That's why I'm saying up front, you don't have to use all the materials as suggested. However, I wanted to, because one, I never worked with wax canvas, and I just like the look of it, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get it. I went through Fabric Funhouse, and actually, let me pause here because I want to show you the swatches they sent me. Okay, I wanted to go grab it. So I ordered my wax canvas from Fabric Fun House, which is based here out of Texas, and I did look at the cork strap, and I did look on Etsy and found a shop that sold the ribbing, but I'll talk about that in just a second. So they sent me swatches of different wax canvases, so I can see the other colors and everything. Nice rainbow and selection of colors for sure, very nice. And so when it came, I was like, what is this? Do I wash it? No, you don't wash it. And so it does tell you on the website if it looks discolored around the edges or whatever, you just unfold it. It's because it hasn't cured all the way, and you unfold it and let it lay flat, and then that discoloration will go away. But it does have a, I don't know, it feels like there's a coating. You can tell there's like this coating feel to it. And so yeah, it was totally new to me. I felt safe sewing it, and I sewed this on my backup sewing machine, my domestic, and my backup is a Brother SE400, which you all know I'm working on because my main machine is in the shop, which is a Brother PS2500. But anyway, so I was able to sew fine on there. I was able to use the Teflon foot, because the Teflon foot that I have is universal to Brother machines, but parts of it, and I'll show you, I could have used a walking foot, but the walking foot didn't fit, or I had issues attaching the walking foot. So I did the best I could. I just lengthened the stitch as much as I can to get some of the curves on the cork, but I will talk about that. So the fabric, the materials are a little expensive depending on what you pick up. So you know, there's nothing holding you to having to use the wax canvas or cotton batting. You can use probably fleece, something that has you know, that cottony feel to it or whatever. But and all of my hardware came from Emmeline Bags and also Bring Berry Hardware, and so that is where I did get my my hardware from. And I did get I'm looking at my notes, the cork, actually the cork, I'm sorry, the cork and the wax canvas came from Fabric Fun House. So let me just, what I did not get, let me just share with you, because once I started adding up everything that I needed for this bag, the cork strapping and the cork ribbon, that stuff is expensive. And this pattern called for 3 yards of 1-inch cork strap and coordinating, which means you need to get 3 yards of 3/8-inch wide cork ribbon. And when I looked up the pricing of the ribbon on Etsy, I was like, oh my gosh, this, yeah, over $100 in, you know, everything all together that you need to get to make this bag. And I was like, ooh, no, that is too much money. Not for the first time. No, not for the first time. We'll think about it for another time, but not this first time. And so let me show it to you. I am super excited. If you follow me on my Facebook page, you saw the some detailed pictures in here, but let me show it to you. Let me back up. This is the tote. Yes, I love it. And this, and what size is this? This is, I'll put it on the screen, the finished measurement size. I'll put it on the screen. But and this is the pouch. I absolutely love it. So let me hold this up to you. So I'm not a strap person when it comes to handbags, things going over, you know, straps and everything, the adjustable straps, I should say. So I didn't do the adjustable strap, the cork strap, but I still put the hardware on there because as I thought about it, I was like, you know what, because what I'm gonna use this for is for traveling, when I'm going through the airport, stuff like that. This is a nice bag to have, and I can even I have enough fabric to even make a laptop sleeve pouch to go inside here. But anyway, I am going to get webbing. Webbing is an inexpensive option that you see on a lot of handles and different bags and different stuff like that, that you can get relatively inexpensive from like Joann's. And I even saw some on Amazon, but I think Joann's only need 3 yards. I can get that from Joann's. But I want it in this color, kind of like this. What color was this? Is like this is the chocolate, and this here is a blush pink. Let me hold that up. That's a blush pink cork, if you can see that. And I did put the handmade tag on there, which is so cute. I use rose gold for my hardware, which I'm so excited about. So that's why I went ahead and put these on there, because I will get the webbing to go ahead and have the strap on, because it would be a convenience when I'm having this in the airport and I'm not trying to carry it by the handles or anything like that. The inside, you will recognize this. This is the fabric. I told you guys I was using the leftovers for the lining of a bag. Well, I did. I had enough to line the inside of this tote, and the outside pocket is also lined with that same fabric. So you know, I use this for my, and I'll pop that up here, for my Sew 20 with Myra Lorraine here on YouTube, my cashmere linen shirt dress. And so yeah, and these are actually Chicago screws I used instead of rivets, and because that's what I had in the rose gold. What can I say? The construction was not hard at all, very easy to put together. I want to show you where I struggle on my domestic machine, because like I said, this is the wax canvas, and then see how that going around the curve was not good at all. And I had to unpick actually, but this side is much better. As you can tell, one side looks much better than the other. So but that's okay. That is okay. I still love the way it turned out. As you can tell from the screen, this looks very like it's very, because it feels stiff, the wax canvas, when you get it, but it starts getting soft and more pliable. And I like how, let me show you the back, it starts looking distressed. See that look? And the quilting, I mean, that was the first time I ever quilted anything, and so that was actually a nice reprieve from the sewing fail that I'll be talking about here shortly. Just sewing the straight lines. It took a while, I think, for me to do the large panel and then the pouch. It took probably an hour for me to do it, because you know, you're just sitting there doing straight lines. And so anyway, so it's nice and deep. I do like how it looks, and like I said, I will get the webbing. I decided I will get the webbing and to do the strap, a chocolate, dark chocolate color, to do the strap, because that cork strap and that cork ribbing is too expensive, in my opinion. And then let's see, for the pouch, so same thing, you quilt the pouch. I like how distressed, see how distressed that looks, like it's just been wrinkled, and I like that look. I'm really liking that look. This is going to break in really nicely. Now the thing I did different, it does have the little tabs on the outside. I could interchange the strap that I put on there to on here, because all you got to do is unclip the clasp off of this one. See, these just unclip like that, and I can put that, if I just was something quick, maybe we're out and about, I can just unclip that strap, put it onto this, and then I can wear that out and about, if you know, running an errand or something like that. And then this is a very large pouch. I've never owned a pouch this large before, but it's so cute. I love this set. I absolutely love this set, and I'll pop up a picture that I was able to take outside. Here's my hardware. The only thing that called for a zipper was the pouch, and this came from Bringberry Hardware. Sorry, that's not focusing. The zipper, yes, the zipper and the zipper pull came from Bringberry, and then the rest of all the hardware came from Emmeline. The thing I did do differently here, because I didn't have enough leftover fabric to line the pouch, what I did was I had enough fabric left from my Minerva Crafts, Minerva.com makes I recently made. One of the fabrics, I used that to line this and to line the outside pocket. Now what I also did for lining this, and it has a little, and you can make a line there to hold a pen. Can you see that? Yeah. So you have this pouch, and then you have this, and I think I showed you the inside of the tote has a large pouch too. So what I did differently with this, I don't know if you can hear that, but I actually made it waterproof. I made the lining waterproof, and I do apologize. I wanted to try to record that part, but it was late in the evening by the time I got to it, and the lighting just was horrible, and even me trying to put some light on it, it just wasn't looking good. So I'll just tell you what I used. I purchased the Pelon, it's the matte vinyl fuse flexible iron-on vinyl protection. That is what I purchased. This is what it looked like, and it comes in a roll. It comes in a roll that looks like this, and what you do is, let me see if I can try to show you. On this side, there's some sticky, see that little piece? That's the part that you lay on the fabric. You rub it down really good, and then the backing that's on this here, you tear that off, you lay that on top of the plastic, or this here, the vinyl piece, and then you use a dry iron, and then for 8 seconds just fuse it to the fabric. You don't want to set your iron directly on this because it'll just melt it, but you put this is a carrier, and then you just put this over it, and then there you go. You can go ahead and use that for pressing on the vinyl to make whatever fabric you have, if you're doing cosmetic bags or whatever, waterproof. And for those who do use heat presses and things like that, this is a very nice sheet of paper, almost like, you know, that Teflon that you use for pressing HTV vinyl, stuff like that. Save this. Do not, once you're done with your roll, save this, so you can continue to use it for other things that you might be pressing. So that is what I used to make the inside of the pouch waterproof. So I absolutely love that. The one thing I did forget, I forgot to waterproof this, but all the rest of this is waterproof on the inside. So yeah, that's it. I absolutely love this set. Love this set. Love, love, love. And I'll pop up some pictures here. So so yeah, that's all I have to say about the Emerson Tote. I'll give my overall review of the So News collection on Sunday. And then, like I said, you'll have the montage. Switching gears, and this will be quick, to Simplicity 8959. You all know I had decided from my last video I will go ahead and do the turtleneck and the vest. To wrap up the look, I showed you the fabric that I will be using. And here is the turtleneck here. And I will pop up pictures of me in it. The only adjustment I made was slightly lengthening the sleeve. I did not want anything going all the way down to my wrist because I would be pushing that up all day. But I did want it a slightly longer than a short sleeve. And so I guess you'll call it a 3/4 length. And then here is the turtleneck. And so very, very simple. Now I will say this pattern calls for, now for the turtleneck, let me just tell you first, for the turtleneck it calls for stretch knits only, jacquard, spandex blend, stretch velvet, interlock, and then it has the picnic rule that is on the top of the pattern, so you can stretch and see, make sure it has enough stretch. This fabric was in my stash. I had purchased this from fabricmart.com early in the year when I was gonna do a jumpsuit, but I didn't do the jumpsuit, so I decided to use that because it went with my color palette for this collection, and do the turtleneck. So not a whole heck of a lot here to say about the turtleneck. The pattern calls for, when I was cutting this out, I wasn't even paying attention. As sometimes I do. I'm just cutting away. The back piece is cut on with 2 pieces. The front is cut on the fold, and when I was cutting it out, I was like, why is the back on 2 pieces as a turtleneck? You're gonna pop it over your head, and that's it. Well, as I was sewing it, because I was half paying attention to the directions, I was like, I don't need really directions to figure out how to put this piece together. But it calls for a 9-inch zipper. Now that will depend. You can decide to do the zipper depending on the knit that you use. Because this knit has a fair amount of stretch in it, there was no need. And this is a brushed, I don't know that fabric.com has this anymore, but this is a brushed lightweight knit. You see how drapey that is? I was not putting a zipper in that at all, when I know it can pop over my head. But it calls for a zipper, and that's why I was cut in 2 pieces. Had I paid attention to that prior to cutting it out, I would just have cut the back out on the folds. So make sure you pay attention to that. And so that's the only reason it was cut out on the fold, I mean on 2 pieces, was because the zipper was supposed to go from at the top of the turtleneck all the way down, so you can get in and out. But if it's a stretchier knit, you don't need to do all of that. Just sew it regular, and I serged all the seams. I was nice. It was a project I was able to leave all my thread in, even when I did the handles and the stitching on the bag. As you can see, around same thread I used. So I was happy to, you know, keep the same thread in my serger and in my sewing machine for this particular project. So that is the turtleneck. Not a whole heck of a lot there to say. Pictures will be popping up here. And finally, the vest. Here is where the sewing fail came in. Okay, so we all know with the Simplicity, the Mimi G patterns, they come with a sew along. She has videos for these, and so because I'm telling you, out the gate, reading the first 3 steps, I was like, what, huh, what? I mean, in these paragraphs, I don't know where I put the pattern. I think the instructions, I think is somewhere over in that pile with the fabric. But and the sew along part was only 16 minutes for this vest, and it took me like 30 minutes to understand what the first 3 steps were saying. And so I said, okay, enough of this. This can't be that hard. I went over and just decided to look at the sew along video, and I was like, okay, what, wait, what, huh, what, this don't, huh, that's not matching up with what they're saying. And I promise I just couldn't get it. Blame it on you. Sorry about that, the battery died. But yeah, blame it on the user if you want to. But even looking at the sew along, it was kind of going fast, and I was thinking, wait, what? Because you got these dots that's supposed to match up in a certain spot, and then you sew, and then it was weird because the instructions talked about sewing the darts in after you've attached the collar pieces. And I'm thinking, well, why wouldn't you just sew the darts first and then attach the collar pieces? Wouldn't that make it easier? And then even in the video, Mimi attached the shoulder dots, and then it was the darts, and then she was able to just, she didn't show sewing anything, but showing that actually sewing that piece. But and then she was able to sew the collar pieces together. I'm telling you, it made no sense to me, because and then when I did try to, I unpicked it a couple times, so I was thinking that just seems so backwards. What difference would it make in doing the dart first and then attaching the collar? Because that would make sense to me. And then I'm telling you, I spent so much time. I rewound that video so much, and then I'm looking at the instructions, and then I think 3 hours passed because I was really trying to put it together. And let me just show you how far I got. Here is the inside. Here's the inside, and then this here would be like the collar. I'm sorry, this will be the collar, but then it wasn't making sense to me because nothing was matching up, because you're supposed to be able to match this, and it just wasn't making sense to me. And so I was like, okay, I'm done. Sometimes you just have to put projects down. If it's just not comprehending to you, even with the sew along, it is perfectly okay to say, no, I am not going to continue with this. No. So that was the answer for this. No. And I absolutely love this fabric. So I am going to harvest the fabric. I do have the other pieces saved, but I can harvest this fabric. I might, depending on, because I'm planning on having quite a bit of downtime in December, where I'm not planning on doing any, like a whole bunch of sewing, maybe some kind of laid back sewing, but my goal is to really reorganize my sewing space. I might hold off on picking anything apart or harvesting the fabric for something else and go back to it. I'm gonna put it all in a Ziploc bag with the instructions, and I'm gonna set it to the side, and we shall see. If I don't get back to it in December, I'm not gonna get back to it, and I'll just harvest the fabric for something else, because it is really nice fabric. This is that rayon linen from Joann Fabrics, which I was able to get on sale. I think 60% off. It was $7 something a yard, I think, at the end of the day, which is not, expensive, but still, this is nice fabric. 53% linen, 47% rayon. So I'll use it for something else, for sure. It could be used obviously for handbags, but the way it's cut, it can be used for any particular garment pieces, just because the way it's cut. So that's what I'm gonna do for now. I'm gonna put all the pieces, because I have all the pieces cut and everything, put it in the baggie, and we'll see if I pull this back out, because I don't have whips. I don't like unfinished projects. That's just me, personally. But this will be one. It's either going to be a whip, or it's going to be, nope, we're just going to harvest that fabric for something else. Yeah, so that is it. So I wasn't able to do the entire look from here, and I really did want to do that vest, but we'll see what happens. But the skirt, thumbs up. Y'all know how much I love this skirt. Love this skirt. If you didn't see my video, I'll link it up here. Go back and watch that. And I love the turtleneck, and I love this. You'll see that look. I think I took a picture with me together that I put up here in the video. But then on Sunday, you're going to get a lookbook of all of the different looks. So that is it. That's all I have for today. Excuse me, apologies again for the delay in the video, but yeah, the Sunday video will be a montage of all of the looks and how they are styled. So that is it, everybody. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Next week I will have a video every single day of the week. Next week you will hear a little bit more about what that is come Sunday, so make sure you hit that notification bell and tune in on Sunday. So thank you everybody again, and you have a great rest of your week, and we will see you on Sunday. Bye.